Good afternoon, 250 Reasons to Stay Indoors. How can I help?
Hi. Yeah, am I through to the podcast department?
You are, yes.
Okay, hi. Yeah, I'd just like to speak to someone who can tell me what the show contains, please, before I get involved.
Okay, yeah, 2 seconds. Can I ask who's calling?
Yeah, hi. It's Robert Johnson.
Robert Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's it regarding, Robert?
Well, it's actually just what I said regarding what
Sorry,
the
I didn't
podcast.
catch it. What was it regarding?
It's regarding what the podcast contains.
Okay, all right. Are you aware that it contains bad language, spoilers, and opinions?
Well, that's what I wanted to find out. So I'm glad that you've told me now.
Oh, okay.
Also, I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere that I could is there anywhere I could speak to your manager, because I'm not really. I've been on hold.
Afraid I am my manager, Kieran.
Well, actually, my name is Robert, so I don't know why you're calling me. It's a bit strange.
Sorry,
I
I was
think I'm
just
gonna have to make a complaint. Well, I've got everything. I've got everything I need. Thank you. I don't have any more time to spend on this phone call. I've been on hold for the past 25 minutes.
Okay, I'm just going to pass you through to someone who cares.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Reasons to stay indoors.
Hello, and welcome to 250 Reasons to Stay Indoors. I'm Jordan.
I'm Keiran.
And that was a solid and standard intro from myself, if I do say so.
I thought me saying my name was pretty good as well.
Yeah? I didn't say it was bad.
I'm just leveling.
All right, don't be a little bitch, Kieran.
Okay, do the rest of it.
Okay. So this is the podcast where we watch the IMDb top 250 films. There's a 250 film list. I don't know if you heard about it, but it's there.
Oh, yeah.
We use a random number generator, and it tells us which film we're going to watch. We don't really have much of a choice in it. We are slaves to the generator. We watch it. We tell you what it was about, whether it was good or not. We give you a little bit of a review, and then you give us likes in return.
That's how it goes.
Kieran, what are we watching this week?
This week, ladies and gentlemen, we are watching Pans Labrynth. And it is number 130 on the list.
That's not bad. That's a solid rating.
That's decent.
Oh my God. Firmly on the list.
Well, that's actually like solidly in the middle.
Yeah,
It's
the
five
middle
off
is
the
125.
So it's just off.
It's just off the middle.
And it came out in 2006.
Yeah.
Which, in terms of time, is a pretty solid year before the financial crash.
Good year, yeah.
Yeah, it was a decent year, actually.
So Pan's Labyrinth.
So, listeners, I've previously asked Jordan, is this a horror movie? And Jordan says no, but looks away. And kind of very slightly does a little cheeky smile. And Jordan has a poker face, usually, like no other. but he was really struggling to contain it this time. So I'm kind of suspicious that I'm going to absolutely shit my pants when I watch this film. I'm not looking forward to it at all.
No, we're going to watch this one together. I'm looking forward to it.
And there's other people that have been like, oh yeah, I'm going to end up watching this film. And then they've been like, oh,
really?
and I'm like, oh, Jesus. So I just, all I predict is that I'm going to need to leave the room.
No.
Few
Have you got
occasions.
any ideas what the plot might be, anything, or it might be about?
Well, what I would like it to be about is
Yeah.
that Peter Pan has a maze in Neverland, and
Right.
it's all about him, and maybe a little bit of struggle about, he gets lost in his maze, and then he finds his way out, and also him finding his way out is also his journey to actually becoming a grown up, but then realize he's becoming a grown up, but then also realizing that he can still be a child at heart. That's what I would like it to be.
That sounds like a good film.
I think that would be a good film.
Pretty sure that's the same as like the film Hook with what's his face?
Nah, different film.
Robin Williams.
I've actually seen
But
Hook.
without a labyrinth in it, basically. Like he comes to terms with the fact that you can grow up or something like that.
I don't know. It's been fucking
But
ages
no,
since I've seen the
that
film.
sounds good.
That's what I would like it to be, but I think it's actually going to be something way more scary about that. And then there's going to be a lot of scenes where people are walking through a labyrinth, and then Pan, like a fucking frying pan, just like hits you in the face. It's like gong. Is that a reference to the film?
The evil one.
Is that a reference to the film?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm not giving anything away.
You're doing that tiny little smirk again, Jordan. So I don't know what's real and what's not now. Brilliant. Okay.
Should we go and watch the film?
Let's go watch the film.
Let's do it. Let's diddy do it. And we're back with a couple of fast thoughts for you. Danger.
Spanish.
Ah, damn! I was going to go Spain. Spaniards.
Civil War.
Capitan.
Fawn.
Fairy.
Labyrinth.
Eye demon thing.
Mercedes. Woman called Mercedes.
Ophelia, if we're just doing names.
Okay. Captain.
No, I did Capitan.
Well, I said captain when you said Spanish and whatever.
I'll take it to another step. Capitan Vidal.
Oh,
Yeah,
fancy.
I took grade 3. Grade 3? I'm not American. I took year 3 Spanish. I didn't do it in year 3 either. I did it in year 8. I'm really hijacking these fast thoughts. Sorry, go on.
Just a lot of fighting and some blood.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So
Okay.
we've watched the film.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to put a little disclaimer out there, maybe. We've now traversed to my humble log cabin in the Netherlands. So
this is not a log cabin in the Netherlands.
it's a cabin made of logs, and if you wish it to be in the Netherlands, then it shall be.
I don't think this sounds that different, Jordan. I think you're being really paranoid. I don't think it's that bad.
I just wanted to make it clear that if it sounds different.
And by the way, this was my choice.
This was Kieran's
I'm
choice.
putting this out there. It's my choice. I think it's fine.
We're just trying something new.
We're just trying something new.
Okay, so do you want to try and do a 15-second pitch and hit 15 seconds and not disappoint our loyal fans?
Well, I'll give it a damn
and your
good
own
shot.
honour and your family name,
Okay.
France and England. There's
Okay.
a lot riding on this, Kieran.
All right, okay.
You ready?
All
3, 2, 1, go.
Little girl called Ophelia in the Spanish Civil War meets a fawn in her dreams, and she becomes a princess when she dies. Her mum dies from a childbirth process, and the captain, who is her stepdad, is a dick.
I like let it run for just like almost a second longer because I thought you weren't done. But 13 seconds?
Yeah, I realised I summed up the whole film in like 5 seconds, and I had to say a few more things afterwards.
I mean, did you do the whole princess bit? Again, I was looking at the time rather than listening to what you were saying.
Yeah, I mentioned that she was going to become a princess in her dreams, and she became a princess in her dreams when she died.
But did she become a princess in her dreams? Okay, we can get into that later. Let's do an actual summary of the film.
Let's do this. How do you say synopsis in Spanish? You did grade
Synopsisa.
3, 8.
I'm just going to be doing as at the end of it. Synopsisa.
Okay, nice. Go.
Oh, okay, I'm starting. Right,
Yep.
I see. So you're just going to do the hijack and then do like the good summary at the end of it. Is that what's going to happen now?
Oh,
No, because you usually do the actual summary and it goes on a bit too long. So let me just do it this time.
You go ahead.
It starts with the story of a particular fairy tale. I believe it may have even been an actual Spanish fairy tale. Who knows? I'm not Spanish. Spanish people probably know. So they're talking about how there was sort of a king of the underworld and his daughter one day decided to leave. And under the cover of maybe darkness or light, I can't remember, it was an opposite world or something, climbs through a sort of tunnely well thing into the real world.
Now, yeah.
And then when she was there, she was sort of so blinded and dazed by the light that she quickly became ill and then died.
Well, she forgot where she came from.
She was dazed and confused and then became ill. She didn't know where she was and then she died. But her spirit apparently moved on, and the king believed that one day his daughter would return in another person's body, perhaps. So in her soul inhabiting another.
Okay.
Then we're shown Ophelia and her mother.
Can we set this in a little bit?
Yeah, of course. So I was going to do that, but you just interrupted me.
Yeah, I'm taking this on now. So,
okay. Well, right. So they're in a car. What does the car look like, Kieran?
It doesn't matter what the car looks like. This
Okay,
is
and they're
irrelevant.
in a forest. And what does a forest look like, Kieran?
It's green.
Okay, thanks. So what happens next is
Fuck you. No, not like that. I mean the time. Like what time is it?
it's wartime.
It's Spanish Civil War time, and
You sound like it's exciting. It's Spanish Civil War time! Yay!
no. So what they're doing is they're going to meet Ophelia and her mum. They're going to meet this guy, the captain, and Ophelia's mum is with the captain. So I'm pretty sure they're married.
Yeah, they are married.
So they're married. Ophelia's dad died in the Civil War,
Yeah,
and the captain is part of the Spanish military. He is part of the fascist government,
yeah,
and they are fighting against the rebels.
yeah.
And this is on the Spanish border where they're
Yeah.
going to hang out, chill in this nice little countryside house.
Chateau.
Yeah,
Chateau.
it is.
Chateau.
That's French.
Say it, say it in
what's-
French. Do it.
Chateau.
There you go.
But what is
Chateau.
Spanish for? It's probably Castello.
Chateau.
Okay, we'll go with that.
No, it's probably Castillo, isn't it?
Probably-
Castillo.
Yeah,
Castillo.
yeah, something like that. That's not bad actually.
I'm okay, aren't I?
Yeah, fake Spanish is working for you.
It's important to mention that the wife, Ophelia's mum, is pregnant with the capitan's child.
Yes. Now, Ophelia doesn't want the captain to be her dad, and she always refers to him as the captain as opposed to. They say il capitán. They definitely say il capitán.
El Capitan.
Yeah, so she always refers to him as il capitán. Yeah, so the whole thing's in Spanish, and you're watching subtitles.
Yeah.
They go to this place. The captain is a dick.
An absolute dick.
We'll get onto that later. And essentially, what happens is Ophelia is transported into these fairy tale realms. She reads loads of books, and when she's on the journey, they have to take a little break, and she sees this little bug flittering around somewhere, and she has this little experience with the bug. But when they're in this Castillo place, where the captain lives, and where the military base is, she has these other things, and she gets visited by No, she does. No, not yet. She gets revisited by the fairy, or this bug, who turns into a fairy, and then she follows this bug into a labyrinth
Yes.
near where the Castillo is in the forest.
Yeah. Let me take over. So what happens is the bug that's now taken the form of a fairy after she shows the bug a little like picture book. It's like, oh, that's a fairy, and it just like sort of morphs into this fairy.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh right, okay. I thought you were saying you were going to do that like right now.
No.
I was really
I
excited
was
for a
impersonating the
second.
bug being a fairy.
Oh yeah, I'll do that, mate. I just turned into a fairy, didn't I? So it goes down to Labyrinth and like guides her through, and takes her down to this central sort of. It dips, doesn't it, down into.
It's a well.
It's a well. It's a
It
kind. No, but
dips.
it's not a well
It's
because
a
it's got
dippy
a
well.
walkway. It's got a walkway in. You don't a walk-in well.
Okay, check this out. Check this out. You know when you have a kitchen roll,
Yeah.
and it's a tube, a cylinder,
Yeah, I know.
and
yeah.
also the paper is combined in a circular thing, and on the inside it twirls around.
right.
Anyway, imagine a staircase on the inside of the
You've
kitchen
just
roll tube.
asked the listeners to imagine a cylindrical staircase. You could have just said that.
But it's on the inside wall
Yeah.
of the kitchen roll
I
tube.
don't think it's that hard to
It's
imagine
not a spiral
what
staircase, it's different.
what a spiraling like walkway inside a well looks like. But fair enough, fair enough. You want to set the scene, and that's fine. I'm not gonna
Carry on.
harass you for that. When she's down there, she's having a little look around, and then you sort of see this figure move in the background.
You're scared, right, when you're telling this figure move.
Figure moving around in the background, and then it turns out that this creature is a faun by the name of Pan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this faun explains to her that she is actually the princess
What?
of this world, this underworld. She's the princess of the underworld. This world that is underneath us. There is another world, and she is the princess of that said world.
Moana.
Okay. So to get back to this world, she has to do these 3 trials. Now, these 3 trials are not to be trialed with.
No,
And not to be trifled with.
Okay, just carry
they're
on.
not trifly trials.
Oh, I'm pushing through. Come on, come on, Jordan.
Now, these 3 trials He explains to her that they're going to start going through them. Now, what's the first thing that she's got to do there, Kieran? What's the first trial? Do you remember?
You're asking me to tell you because you don't remember which one it is.
How dare you? No, I know what it is.
Okay, well, what is it?
She
then?
has to go and put a rock in a frog under a tree.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, you threw it back to me because you don't remember. So I know your
You
game.
had time to
I know
remember
your
when
game.
I was responding to your thing.
Well, don't even go there. Okay?
So she puts this rock inside.
Well, hang on, because we're not. That's the
I
first
wanna get a
trial.
move
Okay, but
on.
let's get the ramp up. So basically, one of the important things to note here is that during this whole situation, she's obviously become very enchanted with this idea of becoming a princess. She's walking around with this book that the fawn gave her. It's a magical book, and it tells her future as she's sort of going along. It's a blank book, and it sort of paints each page for her. Now, as she's going along and doing this, her mum, she gives her this dress because the Capitan is having a banquet that night. And it's a very important banquet, very important people coming. Now, she's been given this very pretty dress and pretty shoes, and she's told, to take a bath and then, come get changed and then, all that. She then goes out for a little bit of a walk, and then she catches, I think it's the fairy again, and he leads her towards this tree. Now, under the tree is where the frog lives. So she puts her clothes onto a stump on the tree because it's very muddy. She keeps her shoes on.
I don't know how this is relevant to the overall plot of the film.
I'm painting a picture.
Carry on. Come on.
Okay, so she goes under the tree, and then she gets a rock, she puts it in the frog's mouth. The frog kind of comes out of its own mouth into a jelly, and then she gets the first key. Now she's got the key, and the next trial. What's the next trial, Kieran?
She has to open the door and go inside this cave, essentially.
Yes.
And there is a wonderful feast of glorious food.
But you must not eat any of it.
You must not eat any of the food. Nothing. Not a single thing. Not absolutely nothing at all. So this little cave, it's got
Not even a little thing.
It's got little.
No.
It's got candles lighting this cave. That's nice. It's like we're watching the scene. Anyway, and at the end of this table, there is some horrible, gross monster with no eyes, but he's got He's got two eyeballs on a plate in front of him.
Yeah.
And
They look like olives.
They kind of look like olives anyway. They look more like eyes. And on the pictures on the walls, there's pictures of him basically
Eating children,
munching kids. And so what she has to do is, what does she even have to do in this cave?
She just has to go and put the key in the box. That's what
right.
she's doing.
So she has to put the key in the box and take whatever it is that's inside this box.
Yeah.
And she has to do this within a certain amount of time. So there's like a little egg timer.
Yeah.
And then she has to piss off without eating any of the food.
Yes.
One job, don't eat any of the food. She eats a fucking grape. And so this monster gets
I think it was actually a prune.
Nah, whatever.
A fig. It was a fig.
It was a fig, classic fig.
A
So
date. One of those things.
I mean, they're all
sorry.
the same kind of thing. So this monster slowly puts the eyeballs into his hands because apparently he has eyeball sockets in his hands, in his palms, and he puts his palms to his head. And it's like, imagine Mickey Mouse ears, but now instead of those ears being Mickey Mouse ears, they're really long, horrible fingers, and you put in your hands up to your head as if you've got Mickey Mouse ears, but now you've got horrible fingers with eyeballs inside them. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then
It's got a gross mouth.
it's got a gross
Kind of
mouth.
looks like a real loose vagina.
No,
did you not see that? Did you not get that at all?
No, I wasn't really thinking of the sexual representation of
He's
this
just very
horrific
flappy.
bloody monster. No, I wasn't really. I didn't really. I think I didn't.
Okay,
I think
maybe
there's-
you didn't notice, but it was definitely there. He was very flappy and vaginal.
No, I think there's a time and a place to think of things as flappy vaginas, and I think when a small girl is being chased by a horrific monster, I don't think that's the time.
Maybe it's just trying to escape from the horror of the scene. Sorry, go on.
Maybe that's what you were doing, or maybe you're just scarred by flappy vaginas. Anyway, so so she tries to run away, and she just about escapes by drawing another door into a wall, and she opens the door and runs away. Then
Yeah, sorry, just to clarify, to get in, she had to use magic chalk on the wall, which makes a doorway, and then that closed, but she still had the chalk, so she drew another door.
one of these nights, she said to the fawn, "My mum's dying."
Yeah, because the child inside the mother the pregnancy was it was taking a big toll on the
It was
mother.
a hassling pregnancy.
Yeah, it was hard.
So it's taken a toll, and so the bloody fawn was like, "Yo, take this mandrake, chuck it under the bed with fresh milk and shit, and put
These are roots, the dreams of being a man.
and then put a drop of blood on it or something,
Yeah.
and then your mum will be fine." Next day, mum's having a great time. Day after, she's having a wicked time.
Yeah, she continues to improve steadily.
Yeah, but Ophelia hides under the bed one time because Il Capitan is coming. Il Capitan sees her under the bed, and so drags her out of the bed. And then Capitan finds the mandrake under the bed and just looks like a root. And he's like, "Yo, what the fuck's this?" Chucks the mandrake in the fire. Mandrake starts screaming. Mum dies, but baby is still around.
Yes.
So baby's alive, and so Ophelia's got the son, and the baby is chilling in the captain's quarters.
Yeah.
In his room.
Yeah.
Now, we should also say that there is a maid who is the captain's maid. Mercedes is this woman's name, and she is low-key helping the rebels.
Yeah, so although we've just been talking about the sort of the trials and tribulations of Ophelia, on the other side, there is also this whole sort of this rebel situation that keeps escalating, shall we say. The Capitan is fighting it, and the rebels are increasingly sort of back and forth. They lose both sides, lose people and such, and it's sort of another source of stress within the film.
Mm-hmm. So Mercedes is... so she works for the captain, and so does the doctor. Also works for the captain. The doctor tries to save the mum and all of this stuff, but the doctor and Mercedes are actually part of the rebel forces.
Yes.
The doctor gets killed, but Mercedes ends up running away with her brother. So that's nice. That's how that works out. Also, last trial, Ophelia has to bring her brother to the labyrinth.
Yeah. So where the fawn, when she failed the previous trial by eating something, the fawn's like, right, you've got one more chance. Bring your brother and come with me to the labyrinth now. So it's like, no questions now. You fucked up already once, you stupid little girl. Now let's get going.
But this is when gets fucking real.
Shit's getting real
because the rebels are coming at this little base camp.
There's like war going on.
There's
now.
a legit war going on. There's a proper battle.
Yeah.
And the captain's like, "Fuck this! Ophelia's taken the boy, and my place is getting blown up, and all this stuff." And Ophelia runs to the labyrinth.
Yes.
Captain starts chasing her.
Yes.
Captain has a gun, and he's also been drugged by Ophelia.
Yeah.
So he's stumbling around with this gun in his wife beater.
Yeah.
And Ophelia is in the middle of the labyrinth, is talking to the fawn, and fawn's like, "Yo, you gotta give your brother's blood."
Yeah. Well, the blood of an innocent.
Yeah. And so it's basically saying, "Let me kill your brother that you can become a princess." And she's like, "Nah." And he's like, "Well, yeah." And she's like, "Nah, I'm not going to do that." And he's like, "Well, fuck you. You're not going to work it out. See you later."
Yeah.
And so she's by herself. Captain comes, bam, bam, kills Ophelia.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Yeah.
And
shoots her in a little 11-year-old heart.
Yep. And then Captain takes the baby, goes to the end of outside the labyrinth.
Outside the labyrinth, and then we see the rebel forces have
Mercedes
sort of
and her
won,
brother.
and they're just looking at him, and it's like, right, you've lost now. He goes to say, they say they take the baby off him. He's like, what does he say?
Tell them my name. Tell them where I died.
Fuck you. We're not even going to tell him who you are. Or, like, he'll know nothing about you.
Bang, bang.
Yeah. Then, so we cut back to Ophelia just sort of like bleeding out. She's fully dead. And then we have like a sort of flashing moment where we're transported into this other world. And she's like, all of a sudden like, oh, okay, right, I'm here. She's in like nice clothes. She looks
she's in a castle. She's in a real castle.
Yeah.
And the fawn's like, "Yo,
you did it, bro.
You nailed it.
Nice one, shaka."
And the reason why is because you donated your blood.
Yeah, the final challenge was to not give the blood of an innocent, not to kill something, but to actually give yourself as the why am I wanting to say donation? That's
Well,
not
give-
that's not
give-
the
give
word.
blood, you know?
Sacrifice. That's the word.
There's hey, everyone, if you can give blood, you know?
Yeah, do it.
You get biscuits at the end of it, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a good time. And she got rewarded by giving blood. She got rewarded for giving blood by
Maybe
becoming a
if you
princess.
give blood, you'll become a princess or a prince or a king or a queen or that's it.
Any member of the royal family.
Yeah.
So that's a sweet deal. Maybe Meghan Markle donated blood, and that's how she's royal now. Okay. So that's the film.
That's the film. Did you like the film?
Yeah, I thought it was good. It was
Yeah?
nice. For the scary moments, there was a lot of, how I like family things.
Yes.
And how I like a little bit of drama.
A little bit of drama. Yeah. Got some fantastic footage of Keiran screaming at the TV. Make sure to keep an eye out on Instagram and Facebook for that one.
Fuck that.
It was like, can I just say, it was a pleasure watching that film with you.
Jordan, we did a bunch of recording and you were like, please can we now watch this film? And so you were at my place for a while, but you even made special allowances to watch this film with me.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to see me shit myself. So I wasn't happy about that.
I made myself late. I'm never late.
You aren't late. And
No.
you made yourself late just so you can watch me shit myself. Well, anyway.
That's how much I care about seeing you upset.
You got beefs?
I don't really have. I'm not gonna lie. I love this film. I don't have any issues with it. I'm struggling to think of anything.
I got beefs.
Okay, all right. Well, you go. We'll do that thing where you say your beefs and then I disagree with you.
Okay, cool. Captain being a prick.
Yeah.
Fucking prick. Okay, I made 3 notes about this.
Okay.
Number 1, Captain is a knob. Number 2, why is the captain such an abominable cunt? Number 3, the captain is bare manipulative. So, and also, how can such a horrible man like such nice music? Because there's a point where he's listening to some nice tunes, and it's like,
I think I've got one moderate note about the captain that upset me, and that was. Okay, actually, no, I've got 2, but one in terms of him being a bit of a dick. He's like, as a bad guy, he's obsessed with time. You see that a lot in films. It felt like a bit cliche for me. It was like, I'm just like obsessed with time and always looking at his clock and keeping. No,
yeah, but the reason why is because his dad left.
Yeah, I don't care about the reason.
Oh,
it's just the whole idea of it, of having a bad guy obsessed with time and punctuality and all that. I just see it a lot, and I was just like, meh.
I care a lot about punctuality, but I'm not as punctual as you.
No, you are not.
You are very punctual.
I pride myself on it.
I try hard to be punctual, but
am I a bad guy obsessed with time?
This is what I'm saying.
Oh my god.
So
oh my god.
And you see how in every episode you want to kill people.
Oh god.
When we do the what would you do?
Oh no.
I think you're a villain obsessed with time.
Fuck. Oh, I feel like I've really come to a self-realization. I'm just going to embrace it. Fuck everyone.
Are we still friends?
Nope.
So
get out of my log cabin in the Netherlands.
Hurdy-gurdy. I'm out of here. That's Sweden, not Netherlands.
Don't do that.
Clip
Don't
clop.
bring the Swedes into
I'm
it.
getting out of here with my clogs. Okay. So Captain is just a prick. He's just straight up dickhead of the century. He's just such a twat. And there's a point where 2 of the rebels are found on the perimeter. And so they're like, Captain, we found some rebels. And then he goes over to them and they're like, we were just shooting rabbits. Honestly, we're not that bad. We're getting out of here. Oh
god, yeah, this was a dark scene.
I'm getting out. Yeah. And so the captain gets the guy's bag, the rebel's bag, pulls out this bottle or something.
Yeah.
And there's a father and a son. And the father's like, I don't know, 60 or something. The son's like maybe 25. And the captain gets this bottle and clubs the guy's face.
Yeah, just makes the guy's face concave, basically.
Exactly. And you see everything in graphic.
Yeah,
it's
they don't hide anything from
gross. It's so gross. And the dad is like, that's my boy. What are you doing? It's a bit more, animated.
Oh, come on, mate. That's my
Guys.
son. I liked his face being convex.
Guys, that's nice use of convex and
Thank you.
And the other one. What was the other one?
Concave.
Nice.
Yeah,
you know about that because of contact lenses, right?
No, I don't wear contact lenses.
You used to wear contact lenses,
I've
did you not?
literally never worn a contact lens in my life.
This is crazy.
I wear non-contact lenses. No, I'm joking.
That
I
means-
don't wear contact lenses at all. No.
Wearing non-contact lenses is glasses.
Yes.
You
That
do
is
wear
ex-
glasses.
I do.
also wear glasses.
Okay, lie. I do wear non-contact lenses.
Ah, sweet. I'm glad we had this discussion. Anyway, but yeah, that was just fucking gross. But then it turns out they actually looked in the bottom of the bag and there were rabbits there.
Yeah.
And so the captain was like, check the guy's fucking bag before I do things like this.
Yeah.
So the captain was saying to his minions, like, listen, I'm a prick and I will fuck people up. So you better, like, cover your bases before I inevitably fuck people up.
Yeah.
He also was hella good at torturing the
Oh god, yeah, that was horrible.
Thingy's brother.
Yeah.
Oh, no. The guy with the fucking speech impediment.
Yeah.
So the dude with the speech impediment.
I think that's the one bit of the film that I'm pretty good with violent scenes in the film, but that one like really pulls on my heartstrings.
It's because the dude has a speech impediment, right?
Well, not just that, but he looks so innocent as well. Like he seems like a lot younger than the rest of them, and he looks like a lot less involved. I don't know. I
The
just get
captain
that
says
impression.
to him. So the captain says, if you can count to 3, I won't torture you. You're out of here if you can count to 3.
And he even confirms it with like one of his little minions. He's like, "Hey, if I say he can go, will anyone stop? Will anyone like defy my word?"
And
It's
he's like,
no.
nah, don't worry about it, boss. You got the say.
Yeah.
And so the dude's like, he says uno, and he says dos, and he says tres.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck. And so he just tortures the hell out of him.
Yeah.
And,
He like splits his hand down the middle,
Like,
sort of thing.
what?
Yeah, so his hand is like sort of. It's.
But I do like it when Mercedes has been captured and she ends up slicing the captain's face. The captain ends up doing his own stitches, which is pretty badass.
Yeah,
but anyway,
pretty badass. He also like. There's a scene where he. I guess this is a kind of a beef. There's a scene where he's shaving, with a cutthroat razor.
Yeah.
And is that what the term is?
Yeah.
It is a cutthroat razor. Yeah. And he's looking at himself in the mirror, and then he like puts the razor to his neck, as if he's about to like slit his throat. He does. Oh no! Sorry, not on his neck. On like the mirror.
yeah. And he swipes the mirror.
Yeah. I just didn't get that.
I reckon it's probably something. Well, he clearly hates himself. That's why he's being such a prick to
he
everyone
seems
else.
so self-assured. That's what doesn't make sense to me. Is the captain seems like he is a very. If you think of him in Dungeons and Dragons terms, he's like a lawful evil. He's got a clear sort
That
of
has no
set of-
relevance to me, Jordan.
Well, no, I'm going to explain. He has like a clear set of rules that he follows. He's a very like law-abiding person.
You could have said that without
But
it being a Dungeons
he's
and
an
Dragons
evil
thing.
kind of person. Okay, but
Okay.
people that like Dungeons and Dragons might be into this.
Okay, well, all
okay?
two of you, you can send.
Fuck you, Kieran. Okay, not everyone likes fucking I don't know things you like. All right,
All right.
this is a
Equal
podcast.
opportunities
Exactly.
podcast.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Dick. How dare you? How dare you? The amount of times we've had conversations about where you feel that people are misrepresented and like certain examples that I can't maybe think of right now, but the amount of times that's happened, and you're like, equality.
To be fair,
Fuck you.
To be fair, I do actually rate Dungeons and Dragons.
Exactly, I know you do. So don't start fucking.
Mate, you're so
sucker
touchy about the D&D.
You got me heated.
But okay, I'm going to cool this down a bit by talking about some logistics. I would have thought.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to make one note about the captain just before we move on.
Oh,
from
okay.
him. An interesting thing I read. So the actor that plays him, I think it's Sergi Lopez. He was actually told to speak an octave lower just to appear more menacing.
Well,
An octave lower than his normal voice.
so does he normally talk like, "Hi, I'm the captain"?
Well, no, he was pretty
because
like-
he wasn't talking especially low. He wasn't like Ophelia. He wasn't. He was hardly like Barry White. That's it.
Mi amo Castillo.
I love the castle.
Sacapuntas.
What's that?
It's a sharpener. Un gum.
Someone at one point said "muy peligroso," and I wasn't.
That was good.
Thank you. But I think it might have been Mercedes, but I kind of want to say, and now that we're doing impressions of the captain, muy peligroso.
Yeah, see, that's quite low, and that's how he kind of sounded a little bit. Maybe a
little
bit
bit.
higher than that.
No, it's very dangerous. And it was the fawn saying muy peligroso, like that.
but yeah, the form was very, very low as well.
Anyway,
Yeah, sorry, go on.
so Ophelia and her first challenge, she has to go under this tree.
Yeah.
Hella muddy. She has this really nice dress. Now, every single point in my life where I've been doing adventures
In a dress.
just in nice clothes. If what I'm saying is, if I'm going exploring, if I'm going in the garden or whatever,
Yeah.
I know that if I get my clothes mucky, my mum's going to be like pissed.
Oh God, here we go again.
No, all I'm saying, all I'm saying is that I'm pretty sure.
Right? No, yeah, exactly. I mean, my mum would be the same. If I took my clothes out and got a muddy, she'd be upset about that.
But if you were wearing your mucky
Nicest
clothes,
dress.
what's what I'm saying? If you're wearing your mucky clothes, it's kind of all right because it's your mucky
yeah.
clothes, right? And I'm sure Ophelia, supposedly the daughter of the captain and everything, she would have some.
Well, she wasn't the daughter of the captain, was she?
Well, yeah, but she's supposed to be the daughter of the captain. She's getting looked after. That's what I'm saying. So she would have some other clothes that she could go exploring in. But so did they? I just think it's dumb.
It was an unplanned adventure, though.
Yeah, but she had the whole day in this really nice dress. The whole day in this really nice dress. I just think that's bad foresight.
When you get nice new clothes, do you not want to wear them pretty quickly?
You don't give a kid the nicest clothes and that you know that they need to wear in the evening. You don't give that to the kid
Where's
for the
your
whole
issue
day.
here, Kieran? Who is it with? Is it with Ophelia? Is it with the mum? I feel like you're very misdirected at the moment.
I think it's bad organisation on the parent and carer's part. So and the maid staff as well. I think they should have given that nice dress later in the day after she came back from her adventures.
Right.
Anyway, I thought, why would you not have adventure clothes? But then at the same time, I thought, if you're gonna become a princess at the end of it, then it's kind of worth getting muddy.
You don't really give a fuck, do you?
Muddy dress.
You've met like a mythical creature, like all bets
How many
are
fucks
off.
do you have?
Yeah, exactly.
To give
I mean,
when
I think
you've
that was
met a
quite
fawn?
notable. Once she's seen the fawn, she was very much like, "Well, fucking see you, mate. I'm a princess."
I know what's up because I've just seen a fawn. So
Yeah, fuck that.
also there is magic because my mum's getting better by having a mandrake under her bed.
Yeah.
So actually, fuck you all.
Yeah, fuck you all.
Okay, next thing. That scary hand-eye guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Also, she could have just stabbed him. I don't know why. She had a knife.
Yeah, but he was very grabby.
Yeah, so stab him in the hand where the eyes are so he can't see.
Or just, just walk around the table until he's tired or something. He was very slow.
He was quite slow.
He could barely walk.
This is one thing that I have with
He
loads.
did not have much like bone density. I swear, like he looked very
Brittle. Yeah.
and vaginal.
Anyway, the one thing that I have a beef with in loads of different things is when a bad person or a bad character or a monster or something is chasing the good people.
Yeah.
So many times that bad person runs hella fast.
Yeah.
And the good people, you can see that they just wouldn't be able to keep up. For example, Doctor Who.
Okay.
There's an episode.
Limited knowledge of that. But
That's
go on.
fine, but there's a werewolf. Werewolves are fast, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to run away from a werewolf. Fuck off. There's no way that you're running away from a werewolf. You're just not getting away. And they managed to run away for like a full 2 minutes before they get past like a doorway, and then they close the door, and it's like, no, bollocks. Like you'd be dead by then.
Yeah.
Straight up. Same thing with this. I'm like, the thing's got long legs, and she's some tiny little girl who's got tiny little legs. She'd be eaten by then.
Yeah. I mean, no, I still think it was moving really slowly. The only reason why that whole scene worked was because she ran out of time, and then like she had to try and draw another one and get up it through the stairs. Like, if that door was still there, she could have walked, and it wouldn't have caught her.
How much time was she losing as well? So so she put the timer on.
Yeah, the
She
timer
just
looked like it
stares.
didn't really move, did it? It was kind of
Exactly.
like at the same point for a long time.
Exactly. So like half of this sand timer goes down, and she's not even in the room yet. She's not even gone down this little passageway.
This is an issue that a lot of films have, I find, is when it's a tense situation, time seems to stretch on longer than it should.
You know what I'm saying about Inception?
Yeah.
Do you remember how, like, what was that, last week or whenever it was?
Yeah.
Inception. And there's this bloody, the 3 minutes thing where Gordon Levitt is supposed to, that whole bloody thing. There's no way that's spent 3 minutes.
There's a certain point where it just becomes unbelievable.
Unbelievable, exactly.
What? Did you just say unbelievable?
No, you said unbelievable.
I said unbelievable.
Oh, well, we'll listen back and we'll see who's
We will,
right.
and you're a dick.
All
and
right.
you'll soon agree.
Okay, cool. Nice. Great.
So you got any more beefs?
No, that's me done. You got any beefs? You already said no, so let's move on to best
No,
of
I
Bobs.
do actually have one. So stupid that they should have just blown up the doors to the storehouse. when she unlocked the key thing. So basically, there was one extra spare key that she had that the captain didn't know about because she told him that there was only one key.
Wait. We should. What's the deal with this door? So the reason why that this key is being protected is because all of the rations.
Let's get into that. Yeah. You have such lack of faith.
Set
So basically,
the scene
there was
first, Jordan, and then say what the predicament is so that people understand.
Okay, well, basically, there was a storeroom that had lots of stuff in it, and he was like, right, we're going to keep this door locked. She said there's only one key. She had a spare one that she didn't tell him about. She opened the door and got the rebels the stuff, and then later on, he finds that it's open. It's like, but I have the only key. What's her name? Come over here. And just blow up the doors. Like, it's like a big fight scene anyway. Like there was an explosion and stuff, and to distract them, and then an explosion actually at the Castillo, and then no explosion to just open. Like, it's so obvious who did that, you know?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, but moving on. So bits and bobs or anything like that?
I just thought Mercedes was cool.
Yeah.
As a character,
Definitely.
I thought she was legit. The Doctor was also legit.
Female sort of
Yeah. Because the
presence
mother
throughout the film.
Yeah, because the mother was like, I needed more.
I was getting nothing from her. Yeah,
I needed more compassion towards Ophelia, and also I wanted more strength from her. I mean, it's kind of hard if you're preggers and tough with the pregnancy, but you know,
it's pretty fucking hard if you're preggers and you fucking.
But I've seen some strong pregnant women, but whatever. But in any case, she was just suffering.
In my eyes, any pregnant woman is strong.
Very insightful. That's deep. I respect that, Jordan. But anyway, she was crap.
She was, yeah.
But also, I even made a prediction that she was going to die, and she did die. So
yeah, well, she was shit.
What I said was the mother's going to get lazy / die from childbirth.
Yeah,
and she did.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to give a little shout out to Doug Jones.
Shout out,
Doug Jones. The guy who plays both Pan and the Pale Man.
There was a thing on Instagram. Yeah. It was his birthday recently.
Okay. Yeah,
Happy birthday, Doug Jones.
He's really famous.
Did all the masks and shit, right?
Yeah, he does like loads of that sort of stuff, like playing creatures. He was in The Shape of Water, which is a film that came out recently, also by Guillermo del Toro, which is the director of this film.
So got his buddies in.
Yeah. He was also the only non-Spanish speaker in this film. Like, he was the only American. Everyone else was actually Spanish.
Oh, because there must have been like a voice actor for the fawn.
No, that was him. He learned all of his lines in Spanish and also learned all of Ophelia's lines in Spanish so that he could react properly and know when to speak.
That's legit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Imagine having to be done into makeup for 5 hours to be put into this like thing, and also having to deal with learning like another language.
Oh, well, you got time, you know. If you're sitting there for 5 hours.
Shout out to Doug Jones.
Muy peligroso. Oh, I fucked that up.
Well, I don't
I
know
got the vowels wrong around.
It was good.
Okay.
So, Kieran, if you could be someone in the film?
Ooh. Oh. There's a bunch of good characters. I'm happy that the only bad character, well, the only character I really didn't like was very obviously a prick, because I don't like it in films.
You're very much told who you should not be liking.
Yeah. I don't like it in films when it's like, oh, here's a dickhead character, but maybe you might like him. It's like, no. He's fully a dick from the whole time.
Right,
so I'd probably be Mercedes.
Okay.
And it's difficult, but I'd see if I could give a bit more love to Ophelia. Like, just try and just help her out a little bit more, because she was doing all she could. At the same time, I feel like she could have done a bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of tricky, but maybe I'd be Mercedes just to kind of her morals were right.
Yeah.
And I really respect her.
Yeah.
You?
I would like to be the fawn just because it would be sweet to be that. I'd probably make it a little less. I don't think he needed to come across as
really scary.
Yeah,
it was like really
intimidating and really scary when he was supposed to be on her side the whole time. And I know that his sort of end game is to really make her shine through that decision not to kill her brother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get that he's riled her up and all of this, but I think he could be a little bit, again, more compassionate and a little bit more understanding of her situation, because let's not forget, she's living with someone who's now like her stepdad, who's an asshole.
Kind of wants
in the
to kill
middle
her
of
as well.
nowhere. She's been plucked out. Like, there's already a lot of
She's got
shit
no
going
friends.
on. Yeah, exactly. I think that there's no need to also just like be that extra sort of pressure.
Yeah.
So I just be the fawn and give Ophelia a little bit more of a break. I think. Yeah. Who would you like to bring in? Tell me, Keiran.
I will. So on the subject of when you were like, oh, they should have just blown the doors off, I would obviously bring in Michael Caine.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
Brilliant.
Because if anyone,
That's
I mean,
brilliant.
I still haven't seen that film, The Italian Job, but at least I know the quote, and it's like
Michael Caine.
It's Michael Caine. He'd know how to blow the bloody doors off.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'd get Michael Caine in, quick cameo. He just blows up the door, and then that whole issue with the key. Mercedes doesn't get tortured or anything like that. I mean, the captain therefore wouldn't have the slit mouth thing, but it's fine because he would still end up in the place that he is. And so I think everything would be fine. Just have a little cameo from Michael Caine, blow some bloody doors off, and then that's it.
Okay,
your turn.
I didn't think of anyone. I really struggled because I was actually paying attention to what you were saying.
Oh,
Can you give me some sort of
nice.
like?
Okay, also has to be from a heist.
Oh, okay. Also from a heist film. Okay, George Clooney from Ocean's 11.
Okay, what would he do?
He would be one of the rebels. Yeah.
Sniper rebel.
No, not a particular one. Like, he would be one of the rebels, but he would be the leader of the rebels, and he would be taking a little bit more of a. I mean, you're not going to get George Clooney in like a role that isn't a sort of a lead. So
yeah. But
leader of
his
the
specialism might be sniping people. That'd be cool.
no, he's just a plan guy. This is from Ocean's 11. Yeah.
I mean,
so it's a
which I
heist.
haven't seen.
No,
So
but
I
it's-
was guessing that he might have shot a sniper.
No.
It was a stab in the dark.
He's like the plan guy. He's got the plan, and he's the one with the most charisma, and he's like, he gets the job done. He's good with the improvising. So I'd have him be a rebel that's also maybe like working in the Castillo with as like, I don't know, a fucking tailor or something.
Oh, either a tailor. What if he was one of the army people as well?
No, I've just got it. George Clooney is a rebel who is actually a secret agent sent from the underworld by the king. And he's the one.
Okay. That went a bit further than I was expecting. But
Yeah, no, he's also helping Ophelia with her trials. Yeah, so he's like one that can actually be around for her rather than the fawn who's only there at night and in the dark and stuff. Like, he's a little bit of a shoulder for her to turn.
That would kind of break the whole thing of it being just Ophelia's little world, because we do find out at the end that it is actually all in Ophelia's head. Because when Ophelia's talking to the fawn, we see it from the captain's perspective, and she's just talking to herself. So it is really all in her mind.
That's not the conclusion I drew from that. The conclusion I drew from that was, well, there's many things that could be. That could be that maybe
The captain doesn't see the magic?
Yeah, the captain doesn't see the magic, classic one like that. Or maybe you have to be over a certain age, that kind of like, only the children can see thing. Like in, what's it called? In My Neighbor Totoro, she said, that only children could see the spirits. Yeah, there could be a number of things. Fair enough. It could be all in her head, but I prefer to think that actually there is some sort of spiritual connection, rather than a connection, that no one else can see. But I'd like to join that up a little bit. I'd like to take away a bit of that mystery, to be honest. I'd like to make that a little bit more present with George Clooney.
So would you stay indoors to watch this film?
Oh yeah, as I said, it's one of my favorite films.
That's wicked.
I think it's great. It's a fairy tale film with an edge to it, like they actually should be. Fairy tales are traditionally quite a lot more gory than the Disney versions.
Like what's the fucking Grimm's? Bullshit. Yeah.
The Grimm
Brothers Grimm.
Brothers Grimm. Yeah.
The Grimm brothers.
Yeah. The
Grimm Bros.
Yeah. Grimm Bros. It felt a lot more akin to that, and it's still got that sort of the fantasy, the high fantasy element of it that I really enjoy from films. But at the same time, it's very gritty and also very connected to reality with this whole, civil war plot going on at the same time.
Yep.
What about you? Would you stay indoors?
Yeah, even though I shot myself a few times, I think that there is just about enough of it for me to get the idea, but the rest of it is like, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I'm with it. It's it had a lot of the things that I love from films. A little bit of a twist, a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of like mental challenges and stuff. And there were tasks that people have to complete. There's plans.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 storylines, which the whole thing of like Ophelia's thing and the Civil War.
Yeah.
It's like there's not too much bullshit going on.
No,
there's not a crazy amount of wires crossing, and it's like the 2 stories are very distinct.
Yes.
And you know when something's talking about the war, and you know when something's talking about Ophelia.
Yeah.
So it's
it
wicked.
just play they both run parallels so nicely.
Yeah.
And they just lend to each other whenever it's needed. Not it's never unnecessary.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay indoors, I guess.
Yeah, totally stay indoors.
So what are we going to be watching next week, Kieran?
Hotel Rwanda. Hotel Rwanda. Hey, Hotel Rwanda. I'm singing it like that kind of tune because I know it's horrifically dark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I just kind of wanted
What
to.
you know about this one then?
Yeah, I think I had an English teacher in school. Shout out to Miss Hawker.
Miss Hawker.
And she just wanted to.
Shout out.
I'm pretty sure it was her. I think she just wanted to like scar us emotionally, so that we could.
As most teachers do.
Yeah. When we watch this film, it's pretty harrowing. So yeah, do you know that this film?
I've never heard of this film. So yeah.
Change.
Okay.
So everyone, yep. If you want to watch that one,
Strap on your cine goggles.
cine goggles.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just strap whatever they are, strap them on, watch that film, and join us next week.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye now.
You thought it was all over when you finished school. Well, you're bloody wrong.
There's more learning to do.
Yeah, at 250 Reasons on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, and we're still shouting at you like all of your worst teachers.
Shout, 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 shout.
Other work is to go on Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. I would require at least 3 lines of really nice words. Also, a 15-second pitch. Thank you very much. Record that into your phone and press that little icon that says send it to 250reasons@gmail.com.
There is an icon that's installed now that just says send to 250reasons@gmail.com.
It's just a widget, you know. Just get that on the go.
Come and get our widget.
Hey, babe, can I have your widget?
No. Right, so yeah, do those things. You can find us on YouTube.
Done it.
You've done it.
Oh, no, not those ones.
Oh.
Other homework, subscribe, YouTube, Acast, Podbean, and Stitcher.
Acast.
Apple Podcasts as well. You know, it's all there.
All of them. Just go. Go.
Go.
Get it now.
Bye.
At the low price buy.
I said you buy one, you get one free.